Hello, my name is Andrei Fleschel. I'm psychotherapist. I'm a breath worker. I'm body-oriented psychotherapist, trauma therapist, and hypnotherapist. And so this cycle of videos connecting my experience on in these practices, helping breath workers and people who try to help themselves to use breath work for healing and development, increasing energy, power, ability to relax and to cope with strong emotional experiences. And in this part, I notice mostly one of most interesting topics: body language in breathwork. Uh, I mentioned it in previous video, and we speak about one of languages, of body languages, to read. This language was about suppressing emotion. So when it's not only we believe that specific body patterns connected to specific topics, uh, it's about noticing that now experiencing emotions, remembering something, we can notice body reaction. This is what I talked about last on previous session, uh, and we can notice sometimes through the experience or memories people get try to suppress it in higher part or lower part. So today topic is about development stages and qualities uh, of character develop or specific developmental stages, limitations and abilities related to them, how we can see something even without significant experience in psychotherapy, how it represents in body and in breath, specifically in breath. And I believe it will be helpful for breath worker of different types. So people who uses breath works to help themselves, to know what's going on with them, and to help themselves. It's might be helpful for breathworkers, rebirthers, and psychotherapists. In previous movie, I talked about strategies using breathwork in psychotherapy appropriately, relatively safe. Safety basically is about quality of therapist and ability to diagnose, to read the body, and to intervene. Yes, this is the most important part of safety using this powerful tool in the therapy. But I suggested ideas that can help to make it easier, softer, without even so much experience. Uh, so it's easier not only listen, but try to experience, relate to things I explain. And today I use one of languages which associated with body dynamic, body-centered psychotherapy, which has uh, more developed theory of development and supported with uh, longitude researches. Mm. And we learn to read character structures through listening to person, reading his body, touching him, and seeing how he's interacting and how he's moving actually. uh, and easier to understand the things and how they stuck in our body or represent its vitality or suppression from very beginning. And so they speak about stages of development, developing main pieces, milestones of character. First stage is existence structure, this foundation, and they are as much as rebirthers and many other therapists spoke about our character starts to develop from very beginning, from the birth experience. And we remember Otto Rank, one of first psychoanalytics, brought up the significance, influence of birth experience of person's character and foundation of everything he believes about life, about how lives would be, and uh, how to react on stress. And later we found out that even inner womb experience still be influential, and different approaches, different researches have some insights on that. And we can talk about such things like in regressions, in hypnotherapy, as in rebirthing, people get into the core of the painful experience, of the drama they might have in adult life. They feel something going on wrong. They feel they take symptom, either behavior like the behavior that you don't like, how you behave, or maybe emotions which do not like experience, or physical sensations, like you get tense, shrink when you in front of people, for example, uh, or you start suffocating. So we concentrate on this experience. We concentrate on physical sensation, emotional sensation, then disconnect from everything else, and then we do regression, and person remembers when he started to experience it at very first time, and sometimes it's in the womb. Uh, just for example, what do I mean? What do I mean? The symptom. Some decisions, how life is, what is life for me, and do I have right to be alive, to be happy, started in the womb. Existence. Do I feel my right to exist and feel myself fulfilled, complete, valuable, valuable, without anything that I have to prove. Without proving. Have right to be here as much as everybody else, to feel myself unique, to feel myself needed, to feel myself on my place. And for example, it sounds strange, but some people regress and they understand that people had weird relationships with them before they birth. Some people were scared if they can take care of child. Some people wanted a girl, but it was it was boy, and child feels something wrong. I'm not wanted here. I'm not in my world. Some decisions what is inner outer world means for me even increased in power of experience when I delivered, because it's painful, because it's scary, because I do not understand what's going on. And still be through our life, when we don't understand something, it's very tough experience for us. And sometimes our mind chooses uh, bad understanding, negative understanding, but understand at least some explanation. So when child is born and he lost his Adam inside of mother, and experience that painful, ugly pains, constriction, suffocation, and it's so bad and so bad feelings. He need to be taken on the hands. He need to be soothed. he need to be loved through the touch. And child needs that parent's body tells him, you are need, we need you. You are on your place. You are value. You are uh, you are in this world needed as you are, and you are unique. Uh, and this painful experience creates something that we can see a metaphor. There is an inner world, outer world, and decisions about those two, and separation basically can be read in religion. They speculate with idea that we have inside. They kind of speculate with something we feel. We were born. We forget how tough it was, but we remember that everything was fine, and then happened something bad, painful, and I don't know how to feel about this. And some people from very beginning feel guilty, and some people remember because they heard their mother, their God, their source by their own birth, and they can do nothing about this. And this tremendous feeling of guilt sits for a while in our minds, and it's easy to push this button. uh, we feel separated from something extremely important for us. We feel separated from source of life. And yes, somebody tells us a story. We feel separated from God, ideal parent, ideal God for every child, especially when child doesn't understand everything. It's something that we remember, we forget, but it stays in our body. And yes, it's not most important that religion speculates that, but most important thing is that decisions about outer world is extremely painful, and I do not know why I'm pushed into that. And some people from very beginning feel disappointed or feel themselves as disappointment. Some people feel sad about this, angry, but helpless to do anything, and it stuck inside. Do I belong? And some people in deep experiences feel I don't belong there. I don't belong. I'm alien here. It's not mine. I want to be as everybody else. I want to express myself. I do not belong. Uh, that's tough experience, really tough. So when we born, and we need to be touched, we need to be send the message. We love you. We need you. And most important thing about this period, you cannot do it by self. You have to be recognized and loved much more than pain you experienced to fulfill your need, which you don't know. This horrible experience stays in our bodies and our strategy how to handle it. And we do not have much resources to handle it. So first thing we know is dissociate. Do not feel. Disconnect. And many people use it in their life regularly. They're kind of disconnected. And clients who are almost dyslexic, alexithemic, when you ask them, what do you feel? And he said, I'm feeling okay. Or explain what he thinks. But doesn't understand. He feels something every time. When I look at him, when I don't look at him, when his body reacting, yes, he still feels something. So some people learn how to be disconnected, do not feel, do not sense. And yes, their body response. They develop bodies which has more bones than flesh, and they are more their proportions, like head is kind of bigger that is supposed to be in proportion of whole body. They in a mind. They save themselves explaining everything, developing philosophical understanding, philosophical disconnection, uh, creating systems, sometimes esoteric, sometimes philosophical, sometimes scientific, but still be they hide from the real life experience, physical experience, emotional experience, disconnecting from that. For them, emotions is something bad, but they do not understand. The bad means scary. They so disconnected from scary, so they do not even feel it. It's just suppressed in the body. Uh, so first reaction we learn, it's disconnect, dissociate. It doesn't touch me. And we know the life and breath is about the same, respire in different languages. And my language, Ukrainian, Russian, uh, spirituality, breathing, and aliveness has the same roots. You understand this? And many, many languages. Enrichment of life. So they learn how to play that without breathing. And sometimes it's very noticeable reaction even for newborn. It doesn't for baby who for a long time avoid to create eye contact. Avoids, doesn't look at you, doesn't breathe in when look at you, doesn't make any expression about you for a longer time. And we learn about dissociation from learning how baby is developing. Uh, and we notice that people who have tendency to be more mental, we call them mental. It used to be we call them schizoid, but it's kind of labeling, it's kind of psychiatric. So now we call them mental. Some mental people, I told about them, uh, you can notice they kind of do not take in the life in all completeness, in full fulfillment. And yes, they breath not only suppressed, they just it is breathing superficial and not even because they do not remember, but they feel it. They have this really strong memory. It's not in the mind. They think their strength is here, but the commander is here. Amygdala, emotional, emotional mind is they general, but they believe emotions are big. I'm smart, but no, amygdala is much older. Um, you understand what I'm meaning? But they do not understand who is man, who create these thoughts, and that is where it's coming from. It's amazing. The first reaction is just do not take in, dissociate. Second reaction on the same stage, existence, is to get through emotion. Uh, for example, like child takes it's really hard when mom left them for some time, for some period of time. She went for 1 hour to do her own stuff, and child takes it hard. He does not know if she comes back, and he gonna die. And maybe we do not understand here, but we feel it. It's really scary. There is nothing to calm me down. There is, I'm dying without love. Some people telling me do not understand that it gets right through the whole life to this baby experience. Baby feel this way. I'm not touched. My partner, my dear one is not near me. I'm dying. You can feel it. So try to connect, to relate to this and with breathing. So, first reaction, do not breathe, and you do not need anybody. And this is the way. This is the way say everybody, fuck you, I do not depend on you. I don't breathe, I don't feel. Doesn't matter, death or life. I trick you. But I understand everything. I create connection, I create understanding. So, nothing can harm me. Nothing can harm me. But sometimes it goes through and emotions shows that I need the energy. I feel energy. I need it. And one child learns if he screams and calls for mother, she doesn't come, so I don't need her. I don't need anything. I just play that. I'm not here. I'm untouched. And when it was period when I work with victims of abuse, it was visible in their body. They learn how to dissociate so good. So they can leave their body and say, do with my body whatever. It doesn't touch me. Still the dramatic inside of them. But it's the best way they learn how to deal with them. And the thing is, when it gets to trauma, they do not return completely. They live with ideas, with a message. My body is a dangerous place to be. I'm somewhere out of there. And sometimes it represents itself in working with images, with imagination. When you give motif, when you give idea to what to imagine, and you see the person imagine seeing himself, herself from higher above. Usually, it's about this kind of experience. Uh, so, uh, one child learn that nobody gonna help me. Life is so horrible. Life is pain. Life is hard. It might feel like it's my fault. It's bad world, but those decisions stays with us, and it creates some patterns of our bodily habits. And this child learns breathe just to support some life, but not for fulfillment, not for pleasure. Don't even let experience any kind of passion, because any emotion can be dangerous. It's and recalls horrible experience when I felt alive and it was so painful. So another child, another baby left alone, and what another child done? Scream, 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 desperately scream. It's impossible, it's unbearable, and finally screams, and mom comes back, and he knows I have to be emotional to be saved, to survive. Um, and if my dear one is not here, it's still be dangerous. It's unbearable. I have to do anything. I need to react emotionally. I need to keep contact. And we can see this in contact and breathing with our clients. They try to consume our, they try to find, they try to make sure uh, that we pay attention to them. They play everything to gain our attention, our approval, our emotions. And they different from mental, the emotional. The emotional, they feel everything emotional. They react more actively, and they have more energy. From the first view, people kind of confused that mental people look like they more mature by disconnection, by philosophical mind. But the more from development point of view, they are infantile even more. Emotionals less helpless, and they little more experience about knowing their energy, their power, and most important thing, they can influence, they can change. They can call and scream and get what they want. And that's best, better, because we know conception of learned helplessness. Uh, how horrible thing, how this horrible thing makes people, adult people, act like a children, and this is one of most important milestone of development, depression, and different emotional disorders, learn helplessness. So, uh, child baby learns to get emotions out, never lose contact, continue. And we know that contact and breathing is directly connected thing. And they're afraid of whole emotional contact, but need it so much. Ah, and yeah, you can see the difference. They have more flesh. It's a lie, but it's not even through the body. You feel energetic body. You feel extremely charged energetic body under skin. But they are kind of restless, and we can see how it's related with inability to take deep breath in, to stay in contact, doing nothing, just to be close, to relate without saying a word, without playing games. And they're afraid of their emotions too, not as much as mental. And they recognize, they know that they're afraid of their emotions little better. To breathe in means that I can reveal how much drama and fear inside of me. And they breathe uneven. They breathe not deep, superficially, but they still have little more life. But both of them dependent on outer source of life, of happiness, and both of them need most of all to be calmed. They're afraid of anything unexpected. And in exercises, we look at each other. We notice what's going on with our breathing. Then just look at another person. And many people learn that they cannot breathe freely when somebody looks at them, or when they look at somebody. It's our body. They have to fulfill themselves with something like they can control. They try to imagine something. They try to translate, transfer some messages. If I say, okay, try to do not tell anything, do not try to hug anybody, experience, feel, say not in the body for a long time, and simple exercise. Feel your feet. When you feel your feet constantly, and you continuously feel your feet, not just feel okay, yeah, I feel my feet, I know them, but sense them, experience them. And when you still feeling them, when you do something but you still feel what's going on your feet, then you look at your partner. And when you feel your feet and see your partner at the same time, then you know, let know without any explanation. It's like trying to get rid of experience of being together, near, being seen, and feel emotions. And I notice that you can experience your emotions without trying to suppress, to impress, to express. Just let them be and breathe. And it's short moments when person notice that it's extreme anxiety, it's panicky, and it goes away. And through the time, if these short moments, oh, I have everything, I'm here, I see you. I don't have to express anything, hide anything. I feel myself and I see you. And it's an amazing experience. This is be in contact. Without thinking ahead what I can do, what I have to do, how to impress you, how to hide myself. Ah, I'm here. I feel, I see, we are in contact. And then I add some pieces of to this exercise to experience what is it and how it's stressful to be to feel yourself and to be in contact. Main topic. And breathe. Never let you let you uh, lie to yourself. It's very truthful because some people stand, some people smile, some people not smile. Look at them. No, I see how natural their breathing is. If it's suppressed, if it is artificial, even equal, absolutely equal inhales, exhales, without any life in this, without emotions. It's very visible, especially when you watch person from a side. So you notice it. Ability to breathe in, to let your breathing be emotional, not just be mechanical. This is about first stages. So, and we read this ability to be in contact and feel yourself and say, okay, I can feel anything which I do not even understand, and this is okay. It doesn't mean that drama happens. In the breath work, we notice the things. We notice where in bodies they expressed. Especially, we pay attention if you can breathe with this part. And this is amazing. Inside, in body dynamics, they notice, they know that feel yourself here, complete, needed, feel yourself here, alive. And this drama is connected and expressed, manifest itself with the ability to breathe, with this part. And you know what? Even inside of the womb, fetus, baby, it's kind of part of mother, but it's still be another person with personal code, with dignity, with center. But how the person knows I am, I exist. It touches mother and sometimes through the body like something between me and outside world. But it still be unclear. But there is a center, the heart beating, and this part make movements, breathing movements. Even so, there is no breathing, but it makes, and so these rhythmical things, tum, 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 and this, the first instrument, this is a musical instrument of our melody of life, our drum and our melody, flute, which can play all different type of melody of music and supposed to play different things. Staccato and lyrical, it's normal, it's okay. And it beats different rhythms, plays different melodies. Ability to breathe, open up to life, feel myself, contain the world, connect, inhale, connection, ability to connect and to meet. And it's those things are visible. And when I look at somebody and breathe in, the miracle is happening. And when somebody looks at me and I read what's going on with him, can he connect? No. Open up, open up, open up. And your hugs naturally happen. And you positively emotional naturally from deep inside out. And this is the message. I go into this world. I expand myself. I connect to this world. And there is no way to think it's dangerous. Sometimes it's dangerous, but not at all. Not all the time. And good news is, even so, we can develop those patterns of suppressing, of mental, emotional, physical suppression. Body gives us absolutely different experience, and through short cycle of exercise, some people just feel it right away. Depressing, suppressed people feel like energy fulfill them, and they like it, and they enjoy themselves through the breathing. So our first drama is here. And inability to breathe in contact with somebody and sense emotions. So, amazing things, rebirthing, uh, develop the instrument to connect all the things. They teach us not just breathe, but breathe emotionally, breathe and sense your body at the same time without interruption. Sense what's going on in your body without trying to understand and judging. Just let it go and observe, but participate. And when you're in rebirth, you understand somehow. So some people breathe deeply, but they not get don't get a whole variety of emotions, and you notice it's mechanical. And we try to make it uneven, passionate. And I ask you to experience it through yourself. Try to breathe in, fulfill your body, open up this part knowing I'm here. I learn how to enjoy life with all my physicality. I am on my place. I exist and this is good. I feel my value. I feel my life with a pleasure of physicality, emotionality, and mentality together. I connect them and I enjoy this. To be alive is good thing. Open up. I feel wide and strong, big when I open up. And I do not need anymore to hide myself, to make postures which represents that I have to hold myself together, I have to make myself calm, cover myself. No, I do not need it anymore. I open up. I connect and I get accustomed that breathing, feeling, and connection is normal and safe thing. Sometimes it's dangerous, but it's okay. We can deal with it. We develop abilities. Mostly it's safe. It's okay, and it doesn't kill us anymore. Ah, so second stage, need oral structure. Literally sucking our mother milk is mother our breast. We learn that we deserve to be happy, fulfilled, nourished, loved. We deserve happiness of all types. And I still do that oral habit, smoking. Oh, and yes, that's it. It's about the same thing. It's very oral. It's about the same. We learn when we get nervous, when everything goes wrong. That's some moment when we are held, we are touched, we are fed, and we fulfilled completely. We fed up, and then we're happy and we laughed, and it's calming, it's relaxing. And yes, hands teach our body to relax. Baby, human babies, so dependent. They usually cannot learn how to relax. And if you do not touch them, if they're not touched by a warm being, not even human being, it can survive. But we know about experiments on different animals without touching, without something warm. they they died, they get sick. We need to be touched, especially human babies, to learn how to relax, to learn how to understand that world is crude and things are going to finish up in good way. And drama connected to this period of breastfeeding is about I know what I need. I have right to demand to fulfill myself. I have right to be happy. I have right for success. And even physically, we notice that people stuck in first stages, they kind of their heads kind of like in turtle. They look ahead of the spine, kind of look who is going to love me, give me some love, please. But they do not trust anybody to support them, to help them. It's part of the drama. It's like vicious circle. It's shame. And we breathe in to let our breathing to put our head and neck back on its place when we feel strong, straight, and open. Not like this, but open up. The breathing straighten our feeling of energy, of right, of birthright to be happy. And relax and exhale. So people who are able to make full 100% inhale usually can help themselves to heal this drama. Those are who do not understand their needs. They do not feel their right to demand or to ask to fulfill their need. Uh, they notice that it's connected to way they hold their body, they bring themselves, and how they breathe. And now we pay attention to our ribs in the middle. Expand, take the life in, suck it in, take space, and you notice if you do it honestly, genuinely, you play this game with all your heart, your gesture going to be widened. You need to take a space. You need more space, and it's normal. You easy to connect to people. Yes, it's still be about connection. And sometimes it makes sense to speak at the same time about topics. You have right to be loved, to expect yourself to be loved, to feel what is important for you. Your needs are important, extremely important. For you, it's most important things. And wow, it's it's horrible things when you say affirmations. I can put my needs on the first place. Oh. Some people get scared even thinking that they can say this phrase. And some ideas about egoism is secondary thing. The truth is, the wound is in oral stage. And sometimes I play with those affirmations. I say, okay, you can say, I can put myself on the first place, at least sometimes. Sometimes. And relax. And we breathe in, expanding, ability to inhale, to take in, to suck, to take in the life. It's your birthright. And yes, you are most important person for yourself. Most important person for yourself. Breathe in and try to confront The idea that say, ah, it's egotistical, who taught you? For which needs? For whose needs? For what kind of social demand you learn this formula? And person who able to understand this pretty important idea, live out of this person creates better personality, more freedom, more health, and more love. The one who can take responsibility for own feelings, for own sensations, starts here, and this person can be responsible for others and develops center and boundaries, healthy boundaries, movable boundaries, and life boundaries. Not very high, but very connect. But it starts with the center. And I activate muscles that expand my spine. Those are the self, with the self presentation and ability to feel my strengths and my uniqueness. And we include the experience of expanding and straightening our spine with a pleasure as we breathe in. But it's not time yet because next structures autonomy, where we learn how to. It's okay to risk, and we can play around and we can develop our experience and we can enjoy our life. Not only wait for somebody to fix us, but we can play with that. We can be initiative, and it's important. And depressive people stuck in previous stages, and they most important thing for them, the bad things that no bother. They speak about love. The only thing I love on oral stage, but love for them, it's calm experience, no worries. It's not passionate love. No, it's different stage. This autonomy. I need to feel alive, and this is love. But those, no, no, no. It's calm. They and previous stages they so dependent and they afraid. They driven by fear. No worries. Only the good things only when it's not emotional, not too much charge, when I can calm down, close my eyes and relax and forget about anything. This is a dream. But for those ones, autonomy, I need to feel alive. I need to feel risk. I need to inspiration. This is most important thing. But their weakness is they they have hardship with connecting to people because of responsibility. And anyway, understanding the first stages existence and need so dependent, and they more tend to be anxious and depressive because they do not develop enough abilities to deal with stress. They wait for somebody to do something to them so they feel good, and they do not like to feel bad. But anyway, we coming back to dependent. Here is initiative, but cannot think ahead, cannot bear a lot of tension, but anyway, more active. So, and we can activate our energy, put our breathing here. Let our breathing straighten our body, expand, and express emotions, because we giving ourselves message. What I feel more important than other people think of me. At least right now through the breathing exercises. And we teach our body to be inside more than measure what is going on outside and connect from inside out. And then when you activate breathing, that it's expand you and you open up and lower ribs to the upper chest, you feel that inspiration. It's really physical experience of full breathing. It's easy to be inspired and expand your wings when you breathe. Inhale. It's easy to laugh. It's easy to be light like a wind when you breathe in here. Yes. And relax. And now I think that we have to separate the topic on several stages, because we have three more stages. Two of them going to be physical and connected to our body, but it's too long video now. And I would appreciate if I get feedback, if English speakers speaking audience understands me clearly, what they like, and what topics are interesting to continue. It might happen that it's part of my expertise, and I might answer your questions, something that maybe you curious about and you didn't get answer before. Uh, So, my name is Andrew Fleschel, psychologist, psychotherapist, trauma therapist, hypnotherapist, and breath worker. And I teach practices: short-term psychotherapy, body-oriented psychotherapy, body-oriented breath work, and so and so. How to work through the body and through breath work with specific symptoms and some emotional disorders. Uh, so, your recommendations, your references, your likes, and your suggestions.